Is your headliner, Libby Libby. It's on deck. And now, give it up for Stonky the Boy Wonder. Here he is.
Alright, what's going on, everybody? I'm so glad that Dustin mentioned Frankie Muniz from Malcolm in the Middle. I'm so glad to see what Reese is doing nowadays. So that was sweet. He also mentioned dating foreign chicks. In high school, I went on a couple dates with this British girl, which was cool. But my friends asked me, how I lost my virginity, and they wouldn't believe me when I tell them I lost it to a British girl in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They always say shit like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever, Paul Revere. The British are coming, the British are coming. Not that night, they weren't. Anyway, I had this girl I was quote-unquote dating recently, this E-girl. That's a whore online. Anyways, right before everything stopped being whatever it was, she said, I've been trying to figure out if I would notice the difference between 16 and 17 inches. I said, hold up. What the fuck? 16 inches. That's my dick squared. Anyways, Gary, he brought up Charlie Kirk, which I think it's fucked up to get murdered like that. Absolutely, it's horrific. But I do think it is ironic to talk about ending gun violence moments before you get ended by gun violence. It'd be like if John Lennon said, hey guys, let's stop shooting each other in the head, yeah? And then you know how that turns out. Anyways, I've been thinking about joining ICE, but it's not because I'm a racist who hates Mexicans. I mean, I love Chris N. I love him so much. I know he's Puerto Rican, but we still fly. Anyway, it's not because I'm racist and hate Mexicans. It's because I'm poor and I hate being broke. I would like to stop choosing between buying Miller Lite and paying for my car insurance. The first time I told that joke, I was here, and funny enough, I got into a car accident that weekend. On the bright side, it was a company vehicle, so I'm off the hook for the insurance, but on the not so bright side, now I'm drinking Miller Lite from the unemployment. No, thank God for the union. I actually went to driver's training today, and I'll be back on the job Sunday. I'm going to be like an influencer who said something they should not have, and they make an apology video, but you know they're not sorry. I'm going to be back on the job Sunday, and I'm going to be back and worse than ever. This next time, I'm not just going to hit his truck. I think I might flatten his wife, too. All right. Let's hope nobody from the post office sees that. All right, thank God. All right. One of my best friends recently told me that if she ever got pregnant, she would let me push her down a flight of stairs. And I never realized how deep in the friend zone I was until that moment. Because, that's supposed to be an intimate moment between 2.5 people who typically hate each other. I thought that was interesting. I don't have a punchline for that yet. I worked the Pilgrimage Music Festival a couple weeks ago. That was pretty cool. I was working security there, and it was a lot better than the last job I worked security at. Because it was my first job. I was working security. I thought, fuck yeah, it's a music festival. I'm going to bring a pint with me. I'm going to get lit. I'm going to have a good time. Wouldn't you know? Who was the headliner? Travis Scott comes out. So I'm thinking, fuck yeah, Travis Scott, let's fucking go. And these kids, man, these fucking kids, they start trampling each other and rushing the barricade, and I'm thinking, fuck. That was my job. I was supposed to stop that. Alright, all right, cool. It was cool. I was working Pilgrimage Festival. Nothing happened. I was walking around swiping on Tinder all day. I matched with this one chick, and she had the prompt in her bio, life's too short to care about blank. And my dyslexic ass, I don't know how to read. I thought it said orphans. It actually said other people's opinions, but wanting to seem cool, I messaged her and I said, yeah, you know what? I don't care about orphans either. Fuck them, right? And she messaged me back, she goes, actually, I was an orphan. So not knowing how to recover, I threw my Hail Mary pass and I said, well, guess you could call me daddy then. She said, well, you make it seem like you don't even really want me. So I said, my bad. I thought you'd appreciate the authenticity. Thank you guys, I'm Stonkey the Boy Wonder.
Give it up for Stonkey the Boy Wonder.